Hey, Vasco, what you doing in here, bud? Uh, Decided you didn't like it in the cargo bay? It's fine. I kind of don't want you in the cargo bay either. I want you inside the ship. Uh,
Captain,
what's
do
up,
you
Vasco?
require my assistance?
Yeah, let's ask some personal
Conversational
questions.
protocols engaged. I am awaiting your query.
I'd like to know more about what makes you
I
tick.
am powered by wheels and cogs. They are responsible for any ticking that emanates from me.
How much do you know about humans?
Constellation has seen to it that I possess a near encyclopedic knowledge of human history, art, culture, and science. May I answer a question for you?
What kind of human music
This
do
is
you
a
like?
difficult question to parse. I do not experience enjoyment. However, I find that the music of ancient Japan has a pleasantly mathematical sound. The same is true of the works of European composers from the Baroque period. I have dedicated significant time to processing these compositions and understanding their structure.
What's the greatest invention in human
Logically, I
history?
believe the correct answer to be the airplane, followed shortly by the computer. Humans could not have become a spacefaring species without them. Illogically speaking, I am inclined to believe that books were your greatest invention. I have spent a good deal of time processing works of science fiction. They make good case studies in how your species could have made a mess of its entry into the stars in different ways than you did in reality.
Do you speak every human language?
I have been programmed to comprehend all modern and ancient human languages. The only exception is body language. My body is crafted from reinforced metal, and therefore incompatible with such forms of expression.
Okay. Do you know any human
I
jokes?
am looking at one. I hope that was a suitable response. Constellation did not equip me with a sense of humor. I have done my best to mimic Barrett's.
Oh, that was a little harsher than it needed to be, buddy.
Understood.
Uh, how did you become part of
Constellation
Constellation?
recovered me from an abandoned lunar robotics factory on Earth's moon, where I was manufactured. I am told I was in quite a state of disrepair. Barrett elected to refurbish me after the discovery. Since then, I have been reprogrammed to be useful to Constellation.
How did you get your name?
Constellation named me after the Portuguese explorer Vasco da Gama, who resided on Earth in the 15th century AD. He explored his home planet by way of its seas. Barrett tells me he was quite an accomplished explorer. I am inclined to believe it, as that is a compliment Barrett normally reserves for himself.
Do you remember anything from before you were
Some
reprogrammed?
data from my time on Earth's moon remains deep in my motherboard, but I do not frequently access it. Very little of what is in those files would prove useful to modern spacefarers.
Were built on Earth's moon?
That is correct. I am a first generation Model A robot. As such, I was manufactured on Earth's moon. Modern lunar robotics products are manufactured elsewhere.
It's a good thing they were able to fix you.
Constellation is an exceptionally driven and intelligent group of humans. I would expect nothing less of them. I will answer your questions truthfully. Unlike you, I am incapable of lying.
Vasco, why are you being mean to me? You enjoy
That
working
is
with
a difficult
Constellation.
question to parse. I do not experience human emotions such as enjoyment. However, I have been kept busy since Constellation acquired me. That satisfies my directive to be as helpful as possible for the duration of my existence.
That's my directive too. Do you miss the
In
lodge while
a
we're traveling?
geographical sense, the lodge cannot be missed. It is easily accessible from the New Atlantis spaceport. But I presume that you are using miss in this context to mean long for. In which case, my answer is no. I long for nothing. Barrett, however, regularly complains about missing the lodge's amenities during our travels. This has led me to the conclusion that it is a place worth missing.
Sometimes I wish you didn't take these questions so literally. Sentimentality isn't my style either. Yeah, that sounds like something Barrett would say.
It would seem that spending an extended period of time in Barrett's company has resulted in an improved ability to calculate his speech patterns. Perhaps someday I will also be capable of emulating yours.
Yeah, alright, bud. I'd like
Based
to
on
ask you
our
about
previous
something.
encounters, this does not surprise me.
Can you tell me more about Lunar
Lunar
Robotics?
Robotics is a manufacturing company. They are most notable for creating Model A robots. Their headquarters was once located on Earth's moon. It was evacuated during the cataclysm that rendered Earth uninhabitable. Today, Lunar Robotics products are still found throughout the settled systems, myself included.
What's your read on
It is
Barrett?
impossible to read Barrett. He is neither a book nor a block of code. If you are asking for a summary of my observations on his behavior, I will provide one.
Did Barrett make you? He knows he almost got
I
you
have
killed,
only
right?
seen Barrett kill his enemies. If you do not number among them, I surmise it was accidental. What you are suffering from is likely a bad first impression. I suggest consulting Barrett on the issue at once. Barrett tells me a bad first impression is the hardest thing to break. I believe that is because he has never tried to break a diamond.
Did Barrett make you?
No, I was manufactured by a machine. However, Barrett has modified my programming substantially. I have advanced linguistic capability and navigational skills. I warned him that I would require an extra millisecond to process information with his modifications, but he did not seem to mind. Apparently, my capacity for conversation makes me a more entertaining travel companion.
Do you have any idea what his story is?
Barrett has not shared many personal details with me. He finds me a poor conversation partner, despite repeated attempts on his part. I do not understand the concept of gossip.
Have you two been traveling together for
My
long?
internal clock tells me that it has been years since Barrett and I began traveling together. I have traveled much of the settled systems in his company.
He does seem like quite the
Based on
character.
my understanding of Barrett, I believe he would be flattered by that assessment.
How does traveling with me compare to
I
traveling with
find
Barrett?
you to be a more measured and logical captain than Barrett. It would be quite difficult for another human to be more reckless than him. My likelihood of expiration due to corporeal destruction has been significantly reduced since coming aboard your ship. You should consider this a success.
Kapla. I don't have any more
I hope
questions
my
right
answers
now.
were satisfactory.
Wow. You ask him a couple questions and he decides to incinerate you. Jeez. A little rough there, bud.